You need meeting guys to be good, folks. That's all I'm going to say. And we're not talking Suns. We're talking Diamondbacks. The soft little second hour main event here. Of course, I'm your humble host, Stephen McCollum. You got Dale Hillistrate here. We are here Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday this week. Off Thursday, Friday for the 4th of July holiday. Coming back in next Monday, the plan is. Unless I just decide San Diego's the place for me.
And you might not be coming back.
You might not see me again.
Supposed to be only around 100 for most of this week, but then
I saw that. It's cooling down, I know.
And then it heads back up to 111. That's when you get back into your bush.
Tree. Stupid water leaks galore. Oh, it's like whatever, man. By the way, Suns are back in back past the first apron now with Koa Pete. He met with the media last week on Friday. Nothing out of it that you didn't expect. Those of us that have been around Koa Pete and seen him, the way he operates and everything, it was very standard. He did give a lot of love to Booker. My favorite part is like people were shocked. Like people are like, because he was like 13 or 14 in 2000 when the Suns went to that against the Milwaukee Bucks in the finals. He's only 19 years old, guys. Right? And people are like, "You were only 13 back then." Like, yeah, he's not an old guy, guys. He's kind of tiny from that side, but it's kind of funny watching the reaction from the old time media people asking him questions about the Suns, and he's like, "Was I even born then? I don't know what happened." It's kind of funny to see, but we'll wrap up on some other stuff out there. We told you updated you on the golf side of things and what happened this morning in that playoff. But it's Saturday night. The Rattlers did win. We talked about it earlier. Dale, I think every year, I was trying to recount it. Coach Guy says it's been every year he's been the coach. They've made the playoffs.
Yes.
It has been every year. That's right. He says that, and I'm like, better fact check that.
The only one that I have a question was maybe the first year.
That's what I wonder. It was either the first or second year was not good.
Right. And that was when they were coming back from bankruptcy and this, that, and the other thing.
Rebuilding it, new owner, new owner from all that, and total changeover from the Danny White and Gene Nudo regime and those ownerships and stuff like that. So those are the ones that I question. It would have been early, though. But they did, in fact, clinch a playoff berth. Las Vegas won on a Hail Mary against San Antonio on Saturday night, which got the Rattlers in. The weird thing is, and this is what sucks, is everybody was kind of happy Vegas won. Now, you needed Vegas to lose to San Antonio because you're trying to get Vegas for a home game for the playoffs. Because right now, San Diego Strike Force is 10-2. They went into Jacksonville yesterday. Second best team in this league. If not, they might be the best team in the league. It's just there is a team better than them in the record, Green Bay Blizzard, out there. They're playing so good right now. But they went into Jacksonville yesterday, and San Diego won. They're 10-2 on the year. Then you got the Las Vegas Nighthawks 9-3, Arizona Rattlers 8-5, Tucson Sugar Skulls 6-7. So those are going to be your four playoff teams. San Antonio is 4-8. They're still technically alive for a playoff spot, but they got to win out, and they need a lot of help. They need a lot of losses from the Tucson Sugar Skulls to get there. And it could happen. Sugar Skulls are going to lose a few. They lost, interesting enough, they just lost to the worst team in the league, Northern Arizona, on, I think it was Saturday night, or it was yesterday. I can't remember. So Tucson Sugar Skulls still fighting for their lives out there coming up. But now the battle is you're looking towards seeding for the home field. 1 through 4 get in. 1 plays 4, 2 plays 3. And kind of the debate is now Rattlers go to San Diego this Monday night. I'm kind of disappointed. It's a Monday night game. If it was Saturday or Sunday, I would have gone to it. They're in San Diego, but it's Monday night. Big game for seeding, type of deal coming up. You have 3 games remaining, 1 home game, Tucson, coming up in 2 weeks is the last home game. And then you wrap up with San Antonio at that point. I don't think there's going to be a home playoff game. And interesting enough, Coach Guy said this in the press conference as well. Every championship they've won, they have not had a home game. They've been a 3 seed, most of those, including just a couple years ago. They were a 3 seed and ended up winning the championship. Interesting fact.
And what's fascinating when you I was trying to look up his all-time record, but yeah, he might not have made the playoffs the first year, but every year since, he's taking
He
the
says
Rattlers.
he's been there every year, but then I'm like, yeah. Well, yeah, of course, I'm going to say that too. Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully Steve doesn't have Steve's still smarting from running into the tree and won't follow up on it.
I
But
wonder. I don't remember the press conference very well. I wonder if I asked him questions he got a little annoyed with me about, like he did last week, the week before.
yeah, the whole thing is they've had, and especially out in Glendale,
They struggle.
they struggle in Glendale. They played it because a couple times they made it to the IFL championship or the AFL championship, and they always played at the Suns Arena. But one of the reasons they moved to Glendale was because year after year after year, come playoffs, they either had to play on a completely off day, or
move to
Glendale because the Suns Arena would have the ice skating thing, or they would have the circus, or they'd have something scheduled for their arena. And so they now out in Glendale, they're the main tenant.
Yeah, but last year they had to move that San Diego game.
Yeah, but that was the first year they were there.
There was a that's the thing, because they had a Luke Bryan concert or something, a Morgan Wallen or somebody the day before.
There was something.
It was a concert. It was a big country concert. They had to move it, and that's why they moved to San Diego, and then they lost, of course. He's 248-79 in the regular season, 26-15 in the postseason. He's got a 745 overall head coaching record there in his career. Now that includes, before he got to, which is most of it, is his Rattlers head coaching job. He did coach a couple other places for a few years before he got here as well. So, but the thing that's interesting is all of his championships, except for one now, 2024, they won it, are all AFL championships.
Right.
Only won one in the IFL, even though making it there several times. Only got there at that point. Yeah, so they made the playoffs again. I'm just assuming they're gonna have a road game. Obviously, they want to fight for a home playoff game, obviously, but I just don't know if it's gonna happen. Now Vegas has a hard schedule. They have to play San Diego coming up here. They have to play another hard team I'm forgetting about right now. San Diego has to play Vegas and the Rattlers coming up. So they have a chance. The problem is, like, if you don't beat San Diego Monday night, it's pretty much over, because then you lose all the tiebreakers. Like right now, they are Vegas Knights are 9-3, Rattlers are 8-5. By the way, Rattlers have played one more game than Vegas has. Right, so you just need 2 losses. Vegas can lose 2. They just almost lost to San Antonio. They can lose 2, but they have the tiebreaker. So you're 3 games. You have to win. They have to lose 3 games in order for you to beat them, because they have the tiebreaker with 4 games remaining.
Right.
4 Vegas, 3 for you. Makes it a little difficult, and we'll have to wait and see how that turns out. But they made the playoffs at least coming up here. Quarterback change yesterday, an offensive lineman change. We'll talk more about that tomorrow, as we will have the videos and on those changes and stuff to that effect. So one more home game, Tucson coming up. Not this weekend, the following weekend, whatever, the 11th or whatever that date is that weekend coming up.
So you're talking about games played. I say San Diego's only played 11 games.
Well, now 12 now, because they played yesterday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So they're 12. Vegas has 12.
Well, that's 13, but
I think San Antonio has 12 too. It's just the way the bye week.
Right.
So they'll play one extra game, obviously, coming up here. But like San Diego obviously has the Rattlers this Monday night coming up. Then they're at Vegas Nighthawks the week after that. That's going to be a big game, obviously, for that first place spot there. Then they got New Mexico, which is just a god-awful, horrible team as well.
And
then
you said you didn't even like their uniform?
Oh, their uniforms. Their field is the ugliest thing you've ever seen. The yellow and red is just nasty.
Say their mascot again?
Chupacabras.
What is that?
It's a mythical creature.
Oh, it is?
I can tell you this. Their offense is very mythical, like their mascot there as well. Then San Diego ends up with Tucson Sugar Skulls. So basically 3 playoff teams. And Vegas could still be fighting for a playoff spot at that point, for San Diego. So it's not like it's easy for them going forward. Then the Vegas Nighthawks. New Mexico this weekend. Should be a win for them. But then they got San Diego at home. and then they got Northern Arizona after that. Should be a win, but they just stuck their head up. They just fired their coach. Northern Arizona did, and they played well last weekend, or Saturday, I think it was, or Sunday against Tucson there as well. So beat Tucson last weekend. So there's some hard games. There's still a chance. It's just it's an uphill battle. But you made the playoffs. That's what matters, right, Dale?
Make the playoffs, and again, when you look at this team, and it makes absolutely zero sense, but at the same time, it kind of does. The home field advantage in the indoor football league, I don't know how much that really comes into play.
It comes into play. The noise level comes into play because they don't play in full arena, in as full of arenas as they do in Glendale. Let me put it that way.
But
a seasoned team doesn't matter to them, like San Diego.
But what I've always liked is when you go on the road, it's just you and your team.
Yes.
You're not worried about tickets. You're not worried about family. Family's not staying with you in the apartment the night before the game, and you're staying up till midnight.
And they play in the loudest arena, or the biggest, the fullest arena in the league.
Right.
Like yesterday was the biggest crowd of the year, 9,602 people. So 2 extra people walked in there to make it not a round number. Yeah, jerks.
Is that you and Autumn?
Do we count? I don't think we count because they don't scan anything for us to go in.
Right.
We just have our passes. I don't think we count. So it's more than biggest crowd of the year yesterday, and stuff. But that's what I'm getting at is, the crowd when they go places just comes down to basic football. It'll be interesting to see, Dale. I'm leading toward a theory here on the Rattlers. Leading toward a theory. I think, and I like Drew Powell. I love me some Drew Powell. But he makes mistakes. Last week in Tucson, 3 turnovers. They end up losing that game.
Right.
That they shouldn't have lost. Now, Max Meyer, I think you're going to look. And the reason why he said publicly in a press conference earlier this year when he switched, he said, well, we've had too many turnovers on downs, 1 or 2, and we don't want those. And I think turnovers are why they went back to Max Meyer. But I think at the end of the year, we're going to look back. If Myler starts the rest of the year and into the playoff, I think we're going to look back, and that might have been the mistake. I think the offensive woe problems, offensive line issue that they've got they got a UFL lineman in and started this week. He'll just get better as he gets used to indoor football. But I think the quarterback situation there's just something off with this offense. And I think if you would have stuck with one guy and dealt with those couple turnovers and downs that you weren't happy with, those would have improved. And I don't know if moving the quarterbacks back and forth might have messed with that offense a little bit.
Well, here's what I'm going to tell you that I'm, without even talking to him, that I'm sure came into play. Obviously, he wants to get them hitting on all cylinders going into the playoffs.
They played some young guys that hadn't played before in this game, getting depth for the playoff run.
Yep.
Yeah.
But we've talked about Drew Powell extensively, the fact that he's a couple-time MVP. 3-time MVP for the Arizona Rattlers, and then each one of those 3 years ended in disappointment because
usually the first game losses.
He threw multiple interceptions in games once the playoff starts, and I think probably Kevin Guy saw that last week and went, I don't want to go down this road again.
And it's not like his interceptions are like, oh, bad, good throw, just bad luck.
Yeah.
When he throws an interception, like he's cocking back, and you're like, no, because you can see it coming. It's so obvious. No, I don't disagree, but that's kind of what I'm leaning towards is, if you went away from Myler because you weren't scoring as much as you'd want to, and that was the reason why, and then you went to Drew Powell. Not that Drew Powell was a bad mistake. It's just I think you should have stuck with one of those guys and ridden through it and try to correct it that way is what I'm getting at. And if Max Myler's the guy that gets you, the offense looked like it flowed better with Drew Powell, but you have to deal with those mistakes.
Right.
Myler's not always fluid and stuff, which is what Kevin Guy wants. It's not always a fluid offense. It's definitely not. There's issues to it. But if you would have stuck with him through those 4, 5, 6 games, would it have improved to the point where now it's clicking?
Well, the thing about Drew Powell is he's so tantalizing because not only does he have a really good arm, makes poor decisions sometimes, But he can also hurt you with his legs.
Yeah.
And it's that dual threat that
Not as much this year. I think that injury, and I talked to him about that a few weeks ago, and he came into the press conference and everything. He's going down now. I'll put it that way. He's not looking for the contact.
we're trying to run through contact.
Yeah, so I think you're seeing him kind of be going down there, so the linebacker hits him as he's falling to the ground, as opposed to him trying to look for that contact. But I don't know. I don't know. Just at the end of the season, I'm working off of a theory here, and we're just paying attention to it. I'm not saying it's right or wrong right now, but I think the mistake this year might have been making that quarterback change. It might have caused something in that offense. I don't mean in the locker room. I mean, the issues you had with Myler to where you benched him and went with Drew Powell. Could it have been fixed if he got more playing time out here in the West? Is kind of what I'm wondering going forward. But now again, I also saw Max Myler yesterday or Saturday night against one of the worst teams in the league. Dear God, the New Mexico quarterback throws a beautiful ball, Dale, beautiful ball, and the receivers don't even turn around and look that it's coming. They were just no connection, no idea what was happening between the receivers and the quarterback. It was like even the quarterback would be like, "Where's my guy? He should be standing there catching that ball." It was interesting looking watching the other team out there as well. So,
and you're saying the new offensive line played left guard?
So the right side of the line, no right side of the line.
So did he replace that Slaughter guy?
No, Slaughter's still in there. Slaughter's on the left.
Oh, he's on the left. Okay.
Wait,
left.
No, you're right. I'm sorry. Left. It's you're right. I'm sorry. Left side. Left guard. My bad. I was looking at it backwards. I'm in mine. Slaughter's still there. Parks, the new center that came in after the injury to I forget his name now. After they were in New Jersey. Yeah, it switched. We placed. I think his name was Nelson. Which I didn't think those two guys were the problem. I thought once they moved centers, I thought the center was kind of mucking it up a little bit. But I will say this: the guy played in the UFL. Now he's got to learn. He got beat. The Myler fumbled the ball early in this game, early in the second half, and they scored a touchdown off it. He got beat bad out the line. So, but that's just a learning curve, right?
Yes,
Going from the outside game into the to the indoor game. But you would expect a guy that played in the UFL and played a lot in the UFL is going to pick up on that pretty quick, right?
Right.
You would think.
Well, let's hope his body can hold up, and let's
That's the
hope
thing.
that he's healthy. And
How many games does the UFL play? You're not moving as much in the IFL. Can't be as hard, right? Sarcasm.
when you play guard in the UFL, it's like playing tackle in the outdoor.
I just get my shots in there as well. So Rattlers playoff bound. We'll talk more about them tomorrow as well. World Cup, really quick. Round of 32 is underway. U.S. plays on Wednesday this week. Yeah. Book your Wednesday.
Okay.
Get your Wednesday ready. Schedule, cross it off. Get the boys together, except for me. I'm unavailable Wednesday. We'll be getting ready to leave, and we got a packed Wednesday already as well. But coming up, U.S. and Bosnia. 5 p.m. is when that'll kick off. But yesterday, Canada beat South Africa. Canada, first time ever in the round of 16 coming up. I want to look ahead here before we talk about today's games. Mexico and Ecuador play tomorrow, 6 p.m. Man, good luck, Ecuador. All I'm going to say is good luck, Ecuador. They're playing that game in Mexico City.
Okay, so you're saying it's going to be loud.
I'm saying Ecuador, good luck to you is what I'm saying. That crowd obviously is going to be one-sided. That crowd's going to be losing its mind. Good luck, Ecuador. That's all I'm going to say. And if you happen to win, good luck getting out of there. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying bad things are going to happen to you. I'm just saying. You may not be able to leave the stadium for a while until they clear it. They clear some streets. Yeah, so just Mexico. I saw that, and I'm like, ooh, that's a tough draw for Ecuador. But today, some big games. 10 a.m., Brazil and Japan. You lose once now, and you're out. So it's very serious. The way they did the brackets, I mean, the United States bracket is ridiculous. I've told you guys all along, the U.S. looks really good in this tournament so far in their group. Absolutely. Can't deny it. They look good in their bracket, in their group. Yes, they, with starters sitting. Yes, they ended up losing to Turkey out there. Not a good ending to the game. Disappointing. How does that momentum carry? Can they beat Bosnia? Yes. Should they beat Bosnia? Yes. But you got to kind of wonder about their psyche, right? And I'm big on momentum in these types of tournaments. The other side of it is their whole bracket side is just ridiculous. And I've said it all along. The U.S. looks amazing so far, but they're not at the Brazil. They're not at the Germany. Um, they're not. They're not at the France level. You know, they're not at probably not at the England level. So for everybody going, they can have a chance to win this. Slow your boat. They're probably tier down from those top tier teams that have a chance to win this thing, which is a pretty far tier down. But they're going to have some hard matches coming up here if they get past Bosnia coming up. But today, Brazil, Japan, that'll be a fun little game coming up. I'm looking for that, 10 a.m. Germany, Paraguay coming up as well, 1:30 p.m. Watch this Germany team. Like most German things, they just sneak up on you. Next thing you know, they're taking you over.
Did you see where the Uruguay team, the coach canceled their charter
It wasn't the coach. It was there's like the soccer federation.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh no. Are you seeing this? What was it? The South Korea manager just quits because they suck. So they didn't make it past the first round. So he quit. It's just a different sport, man. You get fired. People quit when they don't perform to levels.
You don't get flown home.
They can't. You have to fly commercial home. Like, this is a different sport. Could you imagine? This would be like in the NFL if like the Cardinals have a 3 record and Bidwell just fires them at the halftime. Oh, wait, that's happened. Never mind. Well, Senior fired the coach at halftime. But could you imagine? And then like, after the game, they're just like, "You guys find your own ride home."
Wow.
And coaches quitting because they're not coaching well and the team's disappointed. It's a different sport, man. It's a different expectations in this deal. Germany, Paraguay today, and then Netherlands, Morocco. Morocco is a sleeper, man. They were a sleeper 4 years ago. I'm going to go out on a limb here and say Morocco is going to beat Netherlands tonight. I don't know who the favorite is or whatever, but I expect Morocco to beat the Netherlands tonight. Sorry, Netherlands. Don't be mad at me. Coming up here. Yeah, it's going to be fun.
So there's 32 teams. Well, whatever. 31 teams left now. And then it goes down to 16. Then 8, then 4, then 2. And it's one game.
I believe that's how math works.
Yeah, but it's one game only. It doesn't like if you get to the semifinals, it turns into a best 2 out of 3.
I think there is a consolation game that nobody pays attention to. I think they still do that.
Really?
Do they still do the consolation game? They used to, but nobody pays attention to. Yeah, coming up here. So it's gonna be fun, man. The round is here. This is where this tournament starts. Now you got some bad teams like the Cape Verde team is in this round. They're gonna get destroyed coming up here. So you do have some bad teams in here, but you also have some good matchups like today. This Brazil, Japan. Japan can knock off Brazil. They can. Germany can get knocked out by Paraguay today. And Morocco, I don't know, Morocco might be the favorite today, but they can and will knock off Netherlands tonight coming up here. So, but like France, Sweden's tomorrow. That's going to be a fantastic match. Ecuador, just good luck to you, man. That's all I'm going to say. It's just not fair to you that you have to go to Mexico and play the home host team. Good luck. Wish you the best. So there's your update. But now this is where the tournament starts. Now I'm excited. I was just watching the group rounds, just kind of entertained by it a little bit. Few upsets, not a ton, because they expanded it. And they want to expand it more for 2038. Just stupid. Getting to bad matchups. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, but it's kind of like the NFL or whatever. It's more money.
It's money. It's all they care about. I've used this as the example, like the NCAA tournament. You're not going to get more competitive games. You're going to have more duds. You'll get a competitive game, but generally, like South Korea lost. South Korea is a top-level team, international team. They didn't advance. So the manager quit, right? Had to resign because he failed the nation. Just a different sport. I love it. You think you have pressure. You don't win, you have fired. Some cases, sometimes worse things happen to you over the years that's happened. But, it's just disappointment, and you usually saw a lot more of that. This year, you didn't see a ton of it because of the expanded bracket. Bad teams out there, but I'm looking forward to it, Dale. But block Wednesday afternoon off because you're gonna want to watch that game. Catch it today. I'll be busy. We're gonna get out here early today because we got long days tomorrow and then Wednesday around here. So I'm gonna get out today and watch some football while doing stuff around the house.
You
as
can't
well.
get everything packed and ready to go and then watch the game? How much stuff you take in San Diego? You need your
You talking
Speedos?
about on Wednesday?
Yeah, you need your
No,
Speedos.
I got to find out. I have that city court thing with that tenant person. That's on Wednesday. I was told I don't have to go. I emailed them to verify I don't have to go. But if I have to go there, that's at 2:00. My daughter's got her Wednesday appointment Wednesday night. We're gonna go to. That's it. That's at 5:00. Ethan's got some college stuff he's got to go do during the day and everything. So it's not the fact that I'm packing, Dale. It's getting all the crap done. Because Wednesday's a busy day just with stuff we have planned to do, not including that stuff. I'll be packed and ready to go in like 10 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, what do you need? 3 Speedos and a cover up?
Wait, 3?
What, don't
I'm not fancy as you.
A new one I need today? They're frolicking in the beach?
No, you're in the salt water. You just take it off and rinse it off in the shower and hold it up. Put it on the clothesline out on the patio.
I would rather you fight me on the Speedo part of it.
Just put it on the clothespins outside on the patio.
Oh,
Let the wind blow it back and forth, air dry it. Come on back, folks. The main event.
Dig it into your supper. Wow.
We're taking 2 cars.
Wow.
Regardless, so yeah. There we go. World Cup and all of that stuff happening, Dale.
Yeah.
Who gets sold by the Diamondbacks? They're coming up on the August. I think it's August 3rd, August 6th.
Is the trade deadline?
Yeah. Who gets sold?
Well, it doesn't look like they're going to be buyers, you're saying?
What I'm saying is they're selling. You got the Giants coming up here. Oh, well, last weekend, did something happen? Did they play last weekend?
No, they did not play last weekend.
I just read a lot about Tropicana, and I just drank a lot of orange juice. I don't know what happened other than that.
Oh, wow.
Okay, everybody's talking about Zach Gallen. It came out on Friday. I was driving around. I was going to get groceries, as a matter of fact. Going to go pick up my groceries on Friday.
Have another little girl carry them out to your car?
Now that you bring it up, it was a little skinny girl loading my car. They did a weird, though. Normally, they put the cart by the back of your car, and I wasn't paying attention. I was on my phone. Probably.
Texting.
Yeah, I was doing. I don't know what I was doing.
Just waved.
But I'm sitting there, and all of a sudden, I just hear my back door open up, and I was like, "What the heck?" She didn't come to my side window or nothing to talk to me. She's yelling at me from the back. It was pretty funny. I was
Honestly, you probably think you're being rude.
I don't care. Yeah, she probably. You know what? She might have walked up to the side window, and I wasn't paying attention. So she did. But yeah, so I was getting groceries, and I was listening to 98.7, and they had Tori on. And Gambo just flat out asked him, "Hi, is Zach Gallen pitching for his job right now?" And his response, "No. We've talked to him. He knows what we want from him. We know how good of a pitcher he can be." And Gambo was like, "Why?" Gambo literally said, "Why? Why do you have faith in this guy?" And he went on that same tangent of, he's done a lot for us over the years, and typical BS and everything. But here's the problem. It's not that Zach Gallen's just bad this year. He was downright terrible last year. And worse this year.
The only reason he's back with the Diamondbacks is because he was not real good last year.
Otherwise somebody would have signed him, right? For a lot of money. And then he goes out and lays that dud. Now, I understand you can probably, the home run that was jacked. Yeah, technically the pitch before should have been challenged. It was so close. I understand why he didn't challenge it. But it's beside the fact that 2 guys were put on in the first inning. Then it wasn't challenged. I think there was a meatball up there for the guy to launch it to the 700th. I think that ball went to Miami. It was hit so far for the 3-0 lead. So Torrey says he's not pitching for his job. We have faith in him. We're talking to him. We're working with him. Again, it goes to the whole we need to protect our players from injury, and then everybody's getting injured. We're talking to Gallen. We're working with Gallen. We know what he can be. He's going to snap out of it. At some point, you need to get out of dreamland, Torey Lovello. You need to get out of dreamland and realize the reality that you're in. That Gallen is letting you down. You would not let any other pitcher do what he's doing over the last 2 years. You would not let him near that mound on your team. But Zach Gallen, you're putting him out there. This is a failure by Torey, and this is a failure by Mike Hazen by keep running him out there. It's embarrassing.
Well, just to backtrack on what you started this with, I'm a firm believer in the more you talk about protecting guys, and the more you talk about injuries, and the more you talk about we're doing this to avoid, and the more you're bringing injuries into people's minds.
Well, not just that, but I said it. It was when you were on vacation. I forgot. I keep forgetting you were on vacation. I brought back my "Let Your Players Be Great" thing. Torey is pitching for what bad things might happen. Like my grandmother on my dad's mom, my grandmother on my dad's side. As she got later in life, like she'd see a car accident in the road and she'd call you and go, "Oh my God, were you in that car accident?" No, I wasn't nowhere near Kentucky today, Grandma. You know, it's just always the fear that something bad's gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, don't go there because oh, I don't want you to fly to Chicago. I actually had this conversation with her at one point. I don't want you to get on that plane and fly because that plane could crash. Okay. It's always those types of fears that would come in. That's how Torey manages.
And
this could happen. Well, you know what else could happen? Oh my God, he could throw 9 shutout innings and you could win a game 1-0. And he has a gem and he looks great out there and everybody's applauding you for keeping him out there. They don't do. You never hear him talk that way. You talk about, well, I know how he feels the next day. We're trying to stop injuries.
There's no doubt about it. I think you can speak injuries into existence. You can also speak good things into existence.
Well, like it just goes to this too. It's just the thing that I think I'm most frustrated about, just the double standard. Bruce Cooper last week said something that is just stuck with me since he said it. Because I was like, Torey just it goes off of fear and everything. And Bruce used the term trust. He trusts Merrill Kelly. Or he trusts Merrill Kelly. He trusts Zach Gallen. Even when they're failing, he trusts them to get out of it. Whereas the young guys, right? Like Welchman, he trusts trusts Gurriel and he trusts Pavin Smith that they're going to do something out there. But not Tommy Troy. Not Welchman. Not the young guys. He trusts Merrill Kelly is going to bail him out of some situation, even though he doesn't do it. He does it, but doesn't do it very often. Right? It's hit or miss with him. He trusts those guys, so he leans on them more, even in the fault side. That ain't good, man. You have to look at the reality that you're in. Zach Gallen, any other pitcher on this team. Here's the problem, though. To me, Merrill Kelly's in the same category as Zach Gallen is right now. Merrill Kelly, he can't find it either. He's got a 5.18, 5.83, something. It's in the fives, ERA right now. Merrill Kelly's not finding it either. And you just keep running him out there and running him out there and running him out there.
5.84.
Yeah, it's a 5.84. I was giving him the benefit that was a 5.8.
Zach Gallen, 6.14.
Zach Gallen's the worst pitcher in baseball with qualified starts for an ERA. The worst. And you're running these guys back out there to just go out there and fail again and fail again and fail again. It's your fan base is losing confidence in you. Your teams, you can't tell me the team's not losing confidence in you. It's like, okay, well, we just saw Cabrera, another fairly good pitch game for him. Like, did Cabrera show you anything where you're like, he shouldn't be in the starting lineup right now? Because he's pitching better than Kelly. He's pitching better than Gallen is right now. Even that kid that came up, that they sent him back down. Now, he's not ready to come up here full time. But I'm almost to the point where I'd rather see him on the mound getting shelled if that's going to happen.
Right.
Than Kelly or Gallen.
And it'd be one thing if this was like last season at this time, and boy, you're kind of shocked at what Zach Gallen's throwing out there.
This is the problem. This is year 2.
Yes.
And it's worse. Yeah. Excuse me, Dale. I'm getting dizzy here for a second. Talk about Gallen there is getting me a little bit dizzy. Whew. Whew. It'll pass here for a second here. Sorry about that, folks. I was just telling Dale in case I fell over. They would know to go to commercial break. Merrill Kelly, 6 innings pitched, 5 earned runs yesterday for him. 3 home runs gave up. I don't know what to do, Dale. Dale's quiet too.
Well, what scares me a little bit is the fact that it does seem like they are content to be, what are they, 42 and 41 or whatever they're right now?
Same record. They were 41 and 40 last year, 41 and 40 this year.
So 40 and 41, aren't they?
40
below,
and 41, maybe. You might be right.
I think they're below 500.
They're 41 and 42 now. I'm just saying after
Yeah.
80, halfway through the season.
Yeah.
I think that you're right. They might. I don't remember now. But no, they're content at being 500. This has been my argument all along. They just want to stay at 500. Throw up the wild card standings here just because it shows you where we're at. Lost 3 in a row, but 4 and 6 in the last 10. They're now 14 and 29 against teams over 500. Guess what, Dale? Teams over 500 are what? Generally, they're playoff contending teams or playoff teams.
Yes.
Those are teams you need to beat. And to be in the playoffs, you have to show you can play with those guys. 14 and 29. You're not a playoff team. I got news for you, folks. And I think a lot of the fan base is learning this. And I feel like a jerk saying it in May. And I'm right. These teams, led by Torey Lovello, with a ton of talent, are 500 teams. It doesn't matter who gets injured. Doesn't matter who they bring up. Doesn't matter who they send down. They're 500. They're a 500 team. That's what they are. Do you become sellers if this continues? Yes. But what level do you become? You're not.
Wow, and therein lies the big question. It's like, so
I know we
you're
got
not
a month
last
to go.
place. You know, you're not the Giants. Totally disappointing this year.
But last year they sold in the same similar situation.
What they tend to do is buy and sell at the same time.
Yeah, well, that's the problem. we got rid of these guys to save money, but we bought these guys to get money. It's just everybody's sitting here watching the games over the weekend, and we can all see what the problem is. Zach Gallen and now Merrill Kelly's creeping into this as well. And you're just like, why? Do the old baseball thing of, you could have not started Zach Gallen in game 1 against Tampa because you could have done that old baseball thing of, well, the rain out yesterday, he was warmed up and we don't feel comfortable we need to protect him from injury, so he's not going to start today. We're going to put Fod out there to start instead. And you could have done that to kind of stretch it out and be like, hey, Gallen, go work on what you got to work on. You're skipping this start. But you do it in a way that doesn't embarrass him, right? You have a built-in excuse.
Right.
That type of a thing. And they couldn't even do that. They just threw him out there. Did anybody think that game wasn't going to go that way with Gallen on the mound? After Torey said, well, he's not fighting for his job. We love the way he's pitching. We know he'll find his way. He didn't say the lot. He said he's got a lot to work on, to be fair. You're not going to send anybody out. You're not going to. If Merrill Kelly had any other name and Zach Gallen had any other name, he's not out there.
And I fully understand, hey, they've done some good things for us in the past. But you know what good teams do? They understand when it's time to cut the cord.
Yeah. And it's like they're hanging on for dear life. It's like they see the car accident coming, and instead of like relaxing their body and just going into the ride, because they know it's coming, it's like they're just gripping harder and steering into it. Like, okay, we're gonna avoid this thing by steering into it, even though we know it's about to happen. I don't know how good of an analogy that was, but this team is you're losing your fan base. This is the problem.
Well, maybe when the calendar turns to July, they'll come alive again.
You think so? They have the Giants starting tonight. Now, Erod's on the mound tonight. Fott is going to be in this, is going to get another starter. I'm not even saying Fott's your savior. Fott pitched well, except for one inning all season long. Right? He just had that one inning where he'd put up a ton of numbers, then he'd settle down again and stuff like that. So you're going to see Fott here in this. By the way, we only know tonight's starter, and that's Erod. We don't know the other two yet. Then you get an off day on this Thursday. Oh, you think they're going to wake up when the calendar turns to July, Dale? They got the Brewers this weekend at home. Anybody see how the Brewers are playing this year? In a very tough division. Oh, then you go to the Padres for 4, Dale. Oh, then you got the All-Star break coming up. Maybe you get a break before the All-Star break. No, you got to go to the Dodgers before the All-Star break. So you tell me where they're going to wake up in July. Then you got the All-Star break. Then you come back and you have the Cardinals at home again for 3. Then you got the Athletics for 3, which the Athletics are a 500 team, but they have talent. They will beat you if you don't play well for 3. Then you got that makeup game against the Cardinals, and this is that road trip. Then you're at the Nationals, who aren't playing terrible this year. Then you're at the Pirates, who aren't playing terrible this year. And then you finish the month up with the Cleveland Guardians. Where are they going to wake up in July? They're 14-29 against teams above 500. All of these teams, except for maybe the Athletics, are all 500. But I think the Pirates are below it now too. It's just gonna be long. When does football start?
Yeah. So you just can't wait for football to start.
Well, I'm gonna root for the other team, not the Cardinals. I did get an email from my guy the other day. It's like, book your cause they do club level days, book which club level day you want to come to for practice. And I'm like, to watch what? to watch 0 quarterbacks you have on the roster throw the football in practice.
Wow.
They're gonna be like, what fans want to throw some footballs to our receivers out there? So
Open tryout today.
So Giants tonight, 5.84 ERA. Nobody's talking about the Merrill Kelly problem that we have right now too. Not good. Not good either. The problem also I have is that Diamondbacks are starting these games on the loss column. They're giving up runs. Everybody's giving up runs in the first inning. And when your bats aren't well, and you got to fight back. By the way, Diamondbacks yesterday, 0 for 6. Runners in scoring. Here's the good news. They didn't put too many guys in their scoring position yesterday. Ended up 0 for 6. They only left 7 guys on base yesterday, Dale. The good news is not that high of a number. Bad news is nobody got in runners in scoring position.
You just can't please Steve McCullum.
It's just all sarcasm at this point. There's no other way to talk about the Diamondbacks than just being a little bit sarcastic.
Yeah, disheartened. 3 losses in a row.
And no, it's not 3 losses in a row. It's hearing those words from Torrey on Friday and then watching Zach Gallen do another dud. And then just no hitting all weekend long. And then Merrill Kelly, you're like, all right, Merrill Kelly, go out there and do what you're supposed to do. And he gets 3 runs. His ERA's a 5.84. It's just, it's again, anybody else out there, they're not putting up with it. So why are we putting it up with it with these 2 guys?
Well, the thing is, also, if you look at the Diamondbacks right now, where is the knight in shining armor? Where is the bright spot?
Soroka is expected to begin throwing bullpen sessions twice weekly starting tomorrow.
Yeah, but I mean, he's at least a couple weeks away.
Yeah, it's not
but I'm just saying, where is the bright spot in the lineup?
He's going to be out. Oh, no, you're talking about just the lineup?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Yesterday's lineup, he had Gurriel, he had ADC, Gurriel, and I forget who the third guy was. They were the like 6, 7, 8, 5, 6, 7, 8 hitters yesterday. Let me look it up real quick here. I saw this lineup yesterday, and I went, they're just trying to lose. They're just trying to not get hits. Let me look it up really quick here. Yeah, I was like, they're just trying not to get hits. Like they're just playing with us at this point. Okay, the lineup, yeah. Del Castillo was 4th. Gurriel Jr. was 5th. Pavin Smith was 6th in the lineup yesterday. The heart of your lineup, Dale, after your Marte, Perdomo, Carroll. ADC, Gurriel Jr., and Smith. Dale, 188 for Del Castillo. 219 for Gurriel. 161 for Pavin Smith. That's your 4, 5, 6 hitter yesterday. I saw that lineup walking into the movie, and I went.
That's like a throwaway game.
Hopefully Supergirl's good, because that Diamondbacks game's not good. I went back and watched it afterwards. Yeah, what? You're not even trying. They're not even trying, Dale. Who can put that lineup together and go, we're gonna have a good day at the plate, boys? Here's the other side. Moreno is obviously hurt. Dude can't run. Put him on the IL. Give him a break. Let him heal. Even if he hits the ball, he can't run it out. And they're just leaving him out there. Just give the guy a break. Give the guy a break.
I mean, you look through that lineup, and yeah, Marte, he's batting 262. Perdomo, 245. Carroll's at almost 280.
Yeah.
After going over 4 yesterday. But then you're right. Del Castillo, 188. Gurriel, 219. Pavin Smith, 161. What are they 4, 5, and 6 for?
Throw somebody that can hit in there. Throw Arenado between them. That's the heart of your order, Dale. They talk about all the time how these young guys at the bottom of the order are putting stress on the top of the lineup. But 4, 5, and 6 being those guys isn't? What is happening? He brought tonight, Dale.
That's your D-back.
Look, you should be able to beat the Giants. Going to come down to starting pitching, though, and hitting. And you're back home now, so we'll have to see where we're at going forward on that side. Giants home for 3, 6:49.
Hey, by the way, did you?
I forgot to mention your boy Kepler. He was out yesterday in the lineup, but dear God, he can't hit.
Give him a chance.
He went 0 for 5 in Reno, his last at bat up there too. No, my bigger point on this is it goes to the point. We talk about this a lot. They rush guys into these positions. We saw it with Gurriel when he first came back and stuff. Kepler should have stayed down and got some more at-bats to sharpen those skills. He hadn't played for 80 games. Best, Brian Anderson on the broadcast. Was it Saturday or was it It's Saturday, I think. Maybe it was yesterday. It's Saturday because Kepler didn't play yesterday. He hits a ball to the warning track. And he goes, 80 games ago, that would have been a home run. I lost it. I'm still laughing about that.
Yeah.
It's an amazing comment there.
Yeah.
It's not wrong, but an amazing comment. But you're being openly mocked by
one of your now. I'm sure that if it was Brady Anderson, he probably got called in the principal's office.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
because that went viral quickly.
Yeah,
I saw after the game, I was doing some other stuff, and I saw all these people.
It'd be one thing if he played for the other team. But before we get out of here, I do want to bring this up. Steve, do you wish that you were in the position of a certain basketball player who turned down a player option for $42 million?
If I had to wear that ugly beard, no. I'm glad I'm not in that position.
$42 million James Harden turns down the player option because he thinks he can sign an extension.
It's not that he thinks he's going to sign a bigger deal. You don't opt out of that unless you have the new contract lined up. Yeah. Isn't that nauseating?
Although Cleveland did play a lot better after those moves at midseason.
Yeah, but he wasn't. He was terrible for most of that fourth season. He had a few games he stepped up. He had more turnovers than points half the games he played.
Oh, that's an
exaggeration. It's actually not.
Yes.
Isn't that nauseating? But he's going back to Cleveland, reportedly.
Yeah.
He's going to stay there. But no, you don't opt out of that unless the next deal is ready to be signed.
Unbelievable.
Well, it's just like Draymond. He opted out because he knows what his new deal is, but they have to get team for him. Like the Suns are past the first apron now, and they're not going to go into the second again. So you got to watch those.
Right.
Who they sign as a free agent guy, power forward or whatever that can shoot threes is going to be somebody you're going to get for a bargain because they're not going to go over that second apron again.
Right.
And things. So you got to keep that in mind with basketball as you go forward as well. Really quick, throw up the AL standings real fast. I want to see if Dale can pick anything out of this. And I got one last thing here today. So this is just your AL leaders. You got the 3 teams winning their divisions, including your Chicago White Sox, folks.
Yeah.
But then you got the top of the wild card there. Dale, what is the weird fact about the current AL standings as of this morning? Let's see if Dale can figure it out.
I can barely read it.
Well, look at the numbers here. Look at the team records is what I'll tell you. Tampa Bay, 48-33. Chicago White Sox, 43-39. Texas Rangers, 42-42. New York Yankees, 48-35 in the first wild card spot. Cleveland Guardians, 44-40. Everybody else under 500 underneath that. The AL has only 4 teams above 500 as of this moment, Dale.
So you're saying if the Diamondbacks were in the American League, they'd have a chance.
They'd be pushing for a playoff run. Only 4 teams have a positive record in the AL. I saw this last night, and I was like, that can't be right. But it is. Isn't that amazing?
It's all about the year.
Last thing I want to leave you with, Dale, it is kind of sad news out there, but in the NFL circles, did you see Chris Johnson?
I did. Well, I didn't see it. I read about it.
Yeah, well, he can't talk, I guess.
Yeah.
He can't speak. He has to stick to other methods now. ALS has struck him as well.
And he got diagnosed a year ago.
Yeah, I guess that I just forgot his name. There's a Chicago Bear. They just died of it. Went to the Hall of Fame. I just forgot his name. Mongo.
Yeah.
I guess ALS.
Steve McMichael.
Yes, thank you. I guess ALS takes you quick when you get it. But I know McMichael thought football gave it to him. But is that something that, I mean, you're in those circles. You get emails. And are they thinking ALS is a byproduct of that? Or is it just
I have not heard that.
That's what I'm wondering. Are we going to see more football players? I don't think so. I know McMichael blamed his football career. But obviously the first one that we know about and stuff. But yeah, Chris Johnson today, obviously ex-Cardinal.
But was he 32, 33?
Yeah, he's super young too. That's the other side of it. McMichael got it later in life.
Yes. Because McMichael would have been probably 7, 8 years older than me. So probably pushing 70.
Yeah. But that's just where my curiosity went. Obviously, thoughts are with him. That's a terrible disease and things to that effect and stuff. But he already can't talk.
He's 40.
Chris Johnson. I think. Yeah, it's probably about. Yeah, should have guessed that. Just knowing when he was with the Cardinals and 2,000 years, right? I mean, a lot of bangs to the head with that guy with how much he ran the football when he was with Tennessee, right? But I wanted to ask you if you're seeing that kind of floating around in the player stuff you get and everything of is that something where they're like, football guys, it's not just CTE, it could be this other stuff.
Yeah, I've not heard that yet.
I was just curious. Because like I said, it's young.
Yeah, 40 years old and not being able to speak already.
Yeah, so it's keep him in your
prayers,
and things with him obviously because he's young. You can live with it for a long. Michael lived with it for a long time, and things to that. Now you're shell of yourself, and it's no way nobody wants to go. The other side is Wimbledon's going on. One of my favorite tennis tournaments, Dale, of all time. My favorite major. You gonna watch any of that?
Good luck to you, Steve.
No. Which one would you rather watch the most, World Cup or Wimbledon?
I don't mind watching this if Wimbledon gets in the second week.
Well, I mean, Sinner, one of the best players in the world, barely escaped. They had to go 5 sets to win this morning, and stuff to that. I had that on. That's the other thing I like about it. You can wait whatever time you wake up in the morning. You can on because it's obviously in London and stuff like that. I was just curious if you watched any of that. You didn't watch the end of the Travelers today because you had to drive here. So.
Oh, Steve made me come in.
Yeah, I'm sorry. After your week and a half off.
Wow. All right, go bump your head in another tree.
See you tomorrow, everybody. Have a great Monday night. I forgot what day it was. Catch some World Cup soccer today. Catch some Diamondbacks baseball tonight. Get ready for the 4th of July coming up.